Right. Well, welcome to the NOS CocoaHeads meetup. I have to say that for Marco because he didn't do the introduction talk. I'm here to talk about Xcode Cloud. Yeah, and I'm gonna give a little tour and show what we did in combination with our new uChannel app, uChannel app. So here's the outline. So first I'm gonna talk about me and not the NOS because Lieve already covered it. Then I'm gonna do a basic tour. And then I'm gonna go through some examples that we have in combination with our uChannel app. And finally, we have some time for questions and drinks, of course, and pizza. So, okay, let's go on. About me and NOS. Well, I'm Jerry. This is me with my girlfriend here. I've been an iOS developer since 2011. So, yeah, about 12 years of experience right now. Attending CocoaHeads since 2015 already. And I'm working here at NOS for like almost 6 years now. And yeah, if you want to talk to me afterwards, I talk about cycling, Starfield, board games, and politics a lot. So yeah, hook me up if you have those in common. Well, here's a nostalgic slide. This one is let me show the speaker notes. I don't have speaker notes. Yep, here we go. So this was a travel bird in 2016. Here's Donnie and me there in the back. That one on the right top was in September, and the bottom one was actually my first one. That was in 2015. So, and I think Roel, you were also on it somewhere, and Emile probably as well. So, yeah. No, at Bucks, and the other one is at the Hogeschool van Amsterdam. So yeah, just for nostalgic reasons, I put it here. It's nice. Okay, so let's see if I can move to the next slide. Well, Lieve already talked about this, so I'm gonna skip this part. But I'm just gonna start with the tour. So I'm gonna talk about Xcode Cloud, and I'm not sure how many people are familiar with Xcode Cloud. Maybe some hands. Yep, a few. Or another CI/CD solution. Yep, also some hands. Nice. So Xcode Cloud is a tool for CI/CD, so continuous integration and continuous delivery, and it means that you can remotely build your apps, then integrate it or into your pull request result, and that way you can easily and fastly make changes with certainty, right? So Xcode Cloud is new. Apple just launched it 2 years ago, I think, in 2021. I mean, yeah. And it came out of beta last year in 2022, and it's available in App Store Connect, of course, also in Xcode, and through APIs from App Store Connect. Yep. So some selected history. I picked out some nice things because first there was Xcode Server, right? Xcode Server first ran on the macOS server, and I don't know if you remember that. I see some nodding here, so that's fun. Yeah. And later it got bundled with iOS 9, but it was very cumbersome. You could only use one build, and you could connect multiple agents, but they could only marginally connect with Git and different branches at the same time. So if you had a regular branch, a feature branch, and you want to do a PR, it was very hard to connect it to the server. And then BuddyBuild came along in 2015, made it all very easy, also online. I remember that the first builds we did were around 45 minutes, but it got better and better in the course of the years. And actually, in 2018, Apple thought, oh well, looks good. Our solution is not good enough yet, so we're gonna acquire BuddyBuild. And then everything went silent. We didn't hear for it for 3 months or 3 years even. And then finally they announced Xcode Cloud in 2021, and that was also the end of BuddyBuild, because then they also sent final notices to everyone saying, hey, we're gonna discontinue, and you should wait for WWC. So yeah, at NOS we also used BuddyBuild until I think March 2021 till it quit, till it died, and then we moved over to Bitrise because that was the most logical and most popular platform at that time. But yeah, we still had some interest in Xcode Cloud, and we beta tested it since the first announcement. The first builds we had to wait for like 2-3 days before for a build came through. But yeah, also that improved, and at one point, yeah, we moved over some of our apps. So in 2021, before it came out of beta, we saw that it really got better, and so we decided to move our release process to Xcode Cloud there. Later, we added PR hooks for the NOS app, and yeah, then moved over the other apps, and finally we moved over our private frameworks as well. We have around 15, I think, and yeah, those we also build with Xcode Cloud, and I'm going to tell about that later as well. So why did we choose Xcode Cloud? Well, it's very easy to use because yeah, basically when Xcode Cloud came out, it obsoleted everything with certificates and provisioning profiles and stuff. That was the first reason. Then it had first-party test flight integration, so that was a big plus for as well. Then we found that the speed was faster than Bitrise. We had a three-machine Bitrise setup, but yeah, we found that our builds were faster actually on Xcode Cloud. And the pricing was a big thing, because on Bitrise we paid like 3,000 euros a month or a year, I mean, and we came back to 600 euros on Xcode Cloud. So that was also a big reason to move to there. And of course, yeah, it's built by Apple, so yeah, it's yeah. So a little more about pricing tiers, right? You have a free tier right now. It's still free up till at the end of December. Then it's 15 euros, 14.99. And you also have a 100 build hour tier. That's 50 euros. Then 250, that is 99.99. And then the last one is 1,000. But yeah, that's $400, I think, or 400 euros even. But we use the 100 because we have enough for our apps for 100. So yeah, that's why we chose it. Yeah. So let's get started. Yeah, Xcode Cloud works by creating workflows, and workflows you probably know as well from Bitrise. You can click each step into a full automated system. And that works about the same with Xcode Cloud. And you can also have multiple workflows per app. So we use one, for example, for PRs, and then another one to release. And it's very easy to set up. I will demo it later and go through the whole process. And you can see, yeah, it's just super easy. And yeah, and one of the reasons for that is that it's integrated with Xcode itself. So, yeah, like I said, workflows can have multiple steps, and yeah, that's what I just said. Yep, and the first is the starting conditions. So the starting conditions are branch changes on your Git, tag changes. So if you add a tag to your Git, then yeah, Xcode Cloud will pick it up and then start workflow. Pull request changes, of course. So if you create a pull request, Xcode will hook into that and create a build process for that as well. And the last one is also scheduled. So if you want to do nightly builds or something, yeah, there's an option for that too. Second, of course, you want to do stuff. So you can do a build, and you can run tests on various devices. You can select which devices you want to run the tests on. And you can, of course, archive your app. And that's useful because afterwards you can also then send it to test flight and of course also notify Slack or through email. So under the hood it looks like this. So you have Xcode spins up a temporary environment for each build process, and clones the repository, and then you have the green step. Those are build steps. So you have a post clone step that is built with a script. Actually, a script is run. That could be included in your project, and I will demo that as well. Then it resolves dependencies, so it downloads, for example, SPM packages and stuff like that. Maybe something else. And then it does a pre-build step, so you can then process those dependencies, maybe do some stuff with that. And we'll see some example of that later as well. And then it runs, of course, the Xcode build command. So it runs Xcode build test or archive. Then you have a post build step, and then it saves artifacts and goes to the post action phase. So, like I said, there's 3 kinds of build scripts. So you have the post clone that is to install a tool or something. Or maybe add an entry to a new property list or something like that. And pre-build is used to build additional dependencies, maybe. And then you have post-build. So even when the post-build fails, it will still execute, or the build fails, it will still execute, and you can then use it to process artifacts, stuff like that. So now it's time for the demo. So I'm gonna, yeah, sure.
Do you also have ways of canceling stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if a test fails, for example, you can choose to ignore the rest of the thing. Yeah. So I have to switch to Xcode now. Let's see how that works. And yeah, I've got a little app here. Let's run it. It's just a demo app that I created. This one I don't need, and it looks pretty much like this. So it's just a list of Marvel characters, and when you click on it, it shows a detailed picture. Not very special, but it serves our purpose. And I'm gonna try to get this to the Xcode Cloud. So here, let's see. Oh, nice. I killed the simulator. It doesn't like that. So here there's a little icon, right, with the cloud and the dot. And I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to say, get started. And zoom out. And then I can click on here, kind of select my app. Marvel Catalog it's called. Click on next. And then I can construct a workflow. And Xcode already gives me some default options. So for example, this one triggers on branch options or branch changes. So if something in a branch changes, in this case the master branch, then it's gonna trigger my workflow. It runs on Xcode 15. That's fine. And the actions, I want to edit that. I want to actually just build it, not archive. So I can click here on the plus, just say build, and then I'm gonna delete this one. Let's see how that works. It's so very hard to read. Right at the top. Oh yeah, the waste bin. Yeah, nice. Okay, so like this. Yeah, and I'm fine with this. So let's go. Save it. Next, and then it's gonna upload it. Gonna connect the GitHub account. I already set that up earlier, so it remembers. But yeah, you go to the authorization step here normally. Just Xcode will guide you through that as well. Go link to GitHub actually, so that you only have to press approve to allow it. It's very nifty. Press next again.
Sorry.
Yep.
Was that also through GitHub or through some other?
Yeah, we use Bitbucket, and for our new Yoshino app we use GitHub. Yep. So we're in the process of moving. Yep. And then, yeah, I have to press complete, and then it's done, pretty much. And this is nice. Nice. I know that it's actually, I think it's created already a workflow. Try again, see what it says, probably the same. It's a live demo, right? Yep. There we go, yep. So here I can also say start a build, and then it will start. And now we wait, right? No. Here's the list, and here we also see a new tab, this one, and it has here a cloud tab, and I can zoom in on this a bit, and here we see the workflow, and this is the master branch and one build. Then we have the overview, and you see here that it's waiting, setting up an environment. You can follow it in real time, pretty much. So let's do it. I know it's gonna fail, so that's nice. Fetching the source code. Here you see that it checks for a post clone script. It's not really there. So now it's running Xcode build. We're gonna wait a bit, and then it will probably say, "Hey, I don't get what you are trying to do." Yep, here it goes. So we can peek into the logs here, and it says, "Well, you don't have a Marvel credentials file." And the Marvel credentials file, that's a file I have here. Oh. It has the credentials to connect to the API, right? And I don't have that committed into my source code. So how are you going to do that? Well, let's try to create a build script that creates a plist with these values, right? So I'm gonna create a new file. Go to script, shell script, and I'm gonna call it. I just have to make a new folder. And that folder has to be CI_scripts. And then I'm gonna call it CI pre-built. I think I'm gonna check on it what it's supposed to be. Let's see my notes or my Git. CI_pre-build Xcode build. Okay.
Did it automatically create the CI scripts folder for you, or did you already have that?
That's a good question. I'm not sure actually. It did actually, yeah. But I would like that to be in the project as well for ease. So I'm just gonna do this. And just remove this, remove reference. So there we go. Okay, and we decided that it needed another name. And it was this one. So CI_pre_Xcode build. Right, so like I said, we have to add these things to the plist, right? But how do we get them? That's a good question. And we need to add them to environment variables, actually. Going to the workflow here, manage workflows, select the default, and then here there's a tab that's called environment. So we're gonna just public add them here. So public _ what's it called? I think it's Marvel public API key. Yeah, let's see where the key is. Let's go to the plist, just open it. Oh, yeah, of course. There we go. So we're gonna take this public key, copy it, enter it here, value, and it's fine to not have it a secret because it's public, but we're now gonna also add the private key, and that one I do want a secret. So you see that it automatically obfuscates it. Here we have the key, paste it in here, and save it. And now we have these to fetch from the server or from the build environment. So back to our script, and I've prepared a little code snippet for that. There we go. Just add it here, and it uses plist body actually here to clear the dictionary, then add these public string and a private string to the dictionary, and this is then the location of the dictionary. So let's do that. Let's commit this to and see if it works. So commit. Yeah. Okay. Commit it. Then let's push it as well. Push it to master. And then we see another build kickoff, I suppose. Yep, there it is. Build 2. It's gonna do the same process again. And hopefully it will build now, right? I'm writing the credentials from the environment variable into a plist. Yep.
How secret are those secret environment variables?
Well, obviously not very secret, right? So yeah, I'm gonna change them afterwards because it's also.
Is it just hiding it in the UI, or is it storing it somehow? It's not.
Yeah, currently this is just a simple project, right? So this one is included in the app bundle as well. So it's not.
You said as an environment variable, they stored in the workflow.
Yeah, they're stored on the cloud. Yep. So let's go back to a build. Oh, it still failed. Why is that? Let's see the logs again. There's still this build phase script. Let's see above what it did. Another one. Oh yeah, here is my pre-built script. It should have run probably. It's not executable, but it's Xcode gives a warning. But yeah, I'm curious why it didn't work. It worked before. But anyway, yeah, this is the way you would probably do something like this, just using a build script like that. CI pre Xcode build, yeah, looks fine.
Do they all have predefined names?
Oh wait, I didn't commit it, I think. No, I didn't commit it. What? Just a force push. Yep, don't try this at home, guys.
Why didn't it commit? That's how you do it with Xcode.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Maybe I didn't stage it or something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I usually go this route. It's much easier.
It even triggered a build, so it's weird.
Yep. So let's try again. Build 3. You can probably also check the logs already to see what it's going through. This is still loading, but you see, yeah, it runs Xcode build.
There's no live logs, just like bitwise?
There should be, yeah. There should be. Normally, you could. Let's go back and also show you right now. There's a new tab here, Xcode Cloud. Oh, this is UXNL. Wait. Let's go here. If it works.
So for the most part, you don't need to go actually on in the browser. Most things are just in Xcode itself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. if it works. Yeah, if it. Yeah, I have to log in again, of course. Let's do that. This is UXNL. Back to my private. And then here's the app, right? And then here's the tab again. And you see here the workflows, the builds that I've started. And you see actually now that the build is succeeded. So hooray. Yep, nice. It has 3 warnings. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are. Probably we can inspect them as well. Yeah, here we go. So I'm using an unsafe way to make an MD5, and the MD5 is already deprecated for a while. So yeah, but yeah, for some reason the Marvel API still works with MD5. I'm not sure why, but let's try one more step. So we did this, right, and we got it to build. And the next step on my project is actually I would like to utilize Swift lint for, and I therefore first have to of course add it to my project, and it's very easy to do it. I already have it installed, so just through brew, brew install SwiftLint, and then you have to add a configuration. I think there's already one in place. Add a new build phase script. And I already prepared the code to do it. This is the part, and remember that now you also have to export the path if you're ARM64, so M2 or ARM1. Otherwise, yeah, it just won't run. Let's see if everything is set up. I think I have to disable the sandbox as well. I have it disabled, looks like. So let's run it, see if it does anything. Well, it looks like it. Yep, I have like 20 warnings here, 22. So that's nice. Let's disable these two. So I can type SwiftLint, disable, next, and then the identifier name. And I do the same for the other one, because SwiftLint doesn't like underscores. So now if I build it again, it runs. So that's cool. I have some warnings, and I want to show them in Xcode Cloud as well, because yeah, I want to show them in my PR as well eventually. So what we have to do is very simple. We just have to install SwiftLint on Xcode Cloud. And how do we do that? Well, we again create a new build script. Remember that I told you that post clone is for installing new tools, so we're going to do that. Add a new CI post clone as hey, and then we just have to go brew install. I think I have this one. Yep. I'll do it the neat way. So this way. And then, of course, commit it again. Let's see if that works. Push it. I won't force it this time. Then, of course, a new build starts. Wait on that. There we go. Build 4. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not sure, but actually, I just just noticed it myself. Yeah. So here we go. New build environment. It's gonna spin up a new environment, and then hopefully install SwiftLint and do some magic. So here it runs the post clone script. Let's see if App Store Connect actually shows live logs. Here we can see the builds as well. Just click on the fourth one. Then we can click here and check the logs. And here we see also a breakdown of what it's doing. So here you see that we have installed Swiftland. Here it's downloading it. And yeah, it says, well, I'm ready for it. So it now runs the Xcode build. We have to wait for it a bit. Gonna all the way boil down to every step it's gonna take. Yep, this is pretty much live. Yep. And then it's done. It's saved. So let's see what it did. Yeah. Here it already shows that there are 27 warnings now instead of 3. So I suppose it worked, right? Let's see. View the logs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, because the script is not CH modded. You should do that. I didn't, but yeah, just wait till it's completely finished, I suppose. It's still saving some artifacts for some reason. Maybe just refresh. Yep, so there we go. Build succeeded. And here are all the warnings that we just saw in Xcode. So that pretty much concludes my demo as well. Yeah, this is what we wanted to see. And these will get posted to your PR request as well. So you get little boxes in GitHub, for example, saying, hey, you have a to-do that should be resolved or anything. So that, it eases up code review this way. So back to my presentation. Yep, so we did the demo. Let's do a recap of what you just did. We added an app to the cloud. We've defined a basic workflow, and then we used environment variables to define the credentials and to add them through the pre-built script. And then we installed Swiftland on Xcode Cloud with a post-clone script. Very cool, right? So, of course, these are the basic stuff. And we went a lot further with our Yoast app. I'm going to tell you a bit about that as well. So the Yoast app, we started rebuilding it, I think, in April or May. All the way from the ground up, minimum iOS version 15, and all Swift UI. We use SPM for feature modules. We use Kotlin multi-platform as well to share code with our Android app that's also being rebuilt completely. Of course, we also want to do some snapshot testing. We use the one from, what's it called? Pond3, thank you. And of course, we want to do Xcode Cloud as well. So here's the old app. It's just a linear list down with a bit of playful tiling. You can watch previous shows. There are some polls here that kids can fill in, and there's of course the article itself that if you click on it, then you can read the whole thing. And this is the new one. It's much more playful. Instead of a vertical scrolling list, we now have a horizontal scrolling list, and each page is actually a news item and with some interaction. And we can decide on which interaction it is. We have a poll here, and that's the first one. Then, for example, a video, just an image, right? It's also possible. This is the nicest tree in the Netherlands, apparently. We also have a quiz. So, we can ask kids, hey, how long is a marathon? And then the kids can guess which one it is, and it will show them which answer was right or wrong. Play a little animation just to make it interactive. And of course, we did not want to lose the informative value, so you can also click on read more. That's down to just read the article. And what we also added is responses from the kids. These are curated. by our newsroom, and kids can just reply to for example, to the 3 article and say, oh well, this is really cool. And kids do that a lot, actually. Sometimes we have around 8,000 reactions for one poll or article. So it's very cool. So I've told you a bit about our Xcode Cloud setup. We actually have 5 workflows for our UXNL app. One for pull requests. So yeah, I showed you earlier. We just have a trigger that works on the pull request. And then we have 4 for our release flows. One for internal test flight builds that only goes to us. One for externals that also go to the newsroom, for example. And both are either with test or release configurations. So we can say in our control with our workflow which of these configurations the app should connect to. So of course we also have SwiftLint and authentication. Then we also have the what to test file. And the what to test file is a file in your project, and you can enter test notes for the user that tests the app when it goes through test flight. And I will show you a little bit later how that works. Of course, Kotlin multi-platform, that's an issue because suddenly we have to compile Kotlin on our Xcode Cloud platform. How does that work? You know, and snapshot testing is trickier than it sounds because, you might run an M1 and Xcode Cloud runs actually on Intel. So you get rendering issues, right? How do you deal with that? Then some private frameworks we have. I already said we have around 15. And how does that work? How do we get those on Xcode Cloud? And finally, we have Sentry, and we use Sentry for crash reports. So first, SwiftLint, I already showed you this. So just, add a post clone, brew install SwiftLint, and then you're done. And then what to test. And what to test lives in a folder similarly like CI build scripts, but just in a different one. It's you have to add it in test flight in your root, and there you can add test notes, and of course you can also automate what you put there by using a build script, for example. And this is a build script I wrote that fetches the environment API environment, and then annotates for the user, that the test user, which environment he's actually looking at. So just for convenience, so that our product owner or people on the news floor know, hey, this is a test environment. I should take care, or this is a production environment. Danger. So it works very easy. Just I create a file, then write a message to it, and that's it basically. Put it in the right folder, and the Xcode Cloud will automatically pick it up and put it into the test notes at the test flight step. So it's very cool. And I also saw, for example, Apple had a talk about this as well, and they actually loaded Git messages and filtered those for useful change logs. So that's another road you could go in through with this. So then Kotlin multi-platform. Kotlin multi-platform. We have a module that is shared with Android. It contains all our use cases, our networking models for each of these screens we just saw. So if you want to fetch comments, the app is going to ask the multi-platform part to fetch comments. Then it will return, does the networking behind the scenes, and then go back and the response comes back into our Swift code. There's various options to add to your project. You can just make a single project, like in the tutorial that contains both apps, the Android and the iOS app, and the module in the same folder structure. But we didn't like that as much. So we went for different Git repositories for each of these. So, and then we embedded the common module as a submodule. So we built this Kotlin multi-platform thing with a build script, just call a Gradle thing that's called embed and sign Apple framework for Xcode, and it will compile the Kotlin code into Objective-C code into a framework. And well, how would this work in Xcode Cloud, right? Yeah. Well, because if we run this post or this script, this build phase script, it will fail on Xcode Cloud immediately. It says, hey, you don't have a Java home. So yeah, too bad. So how do we actually get it? And naively, you would say, well, just do brew install Java and then you're done, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way because you also have to symlink stuff to Java home and stuff like that. And you just don't have access to it. Why is that? Well, each of these temporary environments that Xcode Cloud creates is in a sandbox, so you can't actually touch, stuff that is not, that is in your, what's it called? I'm not sure exactly. Just in the root library stuff. So we were getting stuck there, and we thought, well, what should we do here? We don't have access to the install directory to symlink it to Java home. So we decided, well, let's just download the tar from Oracle with the JDK, with just a simple curl command, unpack it in the folder in the project, and then we added the Java home to our environment variables. It's a bit hacky, but it actually works. And Xcode actually picked up on this. Let's Gradle compile our module and then compile our project with that module. It's very cool. So it's nice. Yeah.
Brew was pre-installed, or
Brew is pre-installed. Yeah.
Apple is actually
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also they have support for CocoaPods, for example, out of the box, and that kind of thing. And
command is pre-installed. Is the pod command pre-installed?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, because So can you? Yeah, you can just use that out of the box. I was surprised actually that they didn't have a Java environment set up for you as well. But maybe it will come later.
Install Gradle to Brew.
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't tried that one. No, it's nice. But let me continue because we're a bit out of time already. We also did some snapshot tests, and like I said, there are some problems with that, right? Because they need to run on the same environment to match the screenshots, and maybe also on the same device. So if you have, if you record it on an Xcode or iPhone 14 on locally, you also would ideally want to run the tests on Xcode Cloud on the same thing, on the same iPhone. Luckily, that's possible, but you have to be really careful with that. There's also a solution to cover for the difference between Intel and M1. Just put the perpetual precision on the library to a little less than 100%, and it will go as planned. We use 0.98, and that will cover most of it, I think, if not all. But the problem we had actually was that our recordings were not found at all during testing. Why is that? They just weren't included. So I have to go back to how Xcode or how the build process works. When Xcode Cloud builds, they produce actually some artifacts, and they pass those artifacts into the test phase or the test command, not directly, like you're used to in Xcode itself. And yeah, the snapshots, yeah, they live in the code base, right? And not in those artifacts. They weren't copied along. So we thought, how could we yeah, get those snapshots through the tests? And one thing we found out was that the CI scripts folder, yeah, that folder was persisted across those actions. So we kind of mistreated that. We created symlinks to snapshot directory, and we adjusted snapshot testing code as well, because it looks into a certain folder, and we had to let it point to a different one, the one actually that yeah, that we symlinked, and then we got it to work. But yeah, I think we spent yeah, a few weeks before we figured it out, actually. There's even a better solution. You can actually create a test bundle on compile, copy all the screenshots that you already have recorded into that bundle, and then pass that bundle to the test phase, so the test command. And it's actually yeah, shown here in the blog that I posted. I won't go into detail more than I have now because of time, but check it out. It's a very nice trick. Actually, the writer of this blog asked Apple, "Hey, I'm using the CI scripts folder now. How could I do this better?" And yeah, at WWDC in the Slack thing, they had this since this year, and yeah, they actually proposed, well, you can use test bundles for this. So 2 more slides I have. One is about frameworks. You can build frameworks here. Here's an overview of all the frameworks we have in our apps. And yeah, you can just add these in a similar way as you would do with an app. The only thing that's still missing is that SPM packages as such. So if you only have an SPM package and you want to bring that to Xcode Cloud, it won't work. Not sure why, because Bitrise, for example, does support that already. But yeah, you have to wrap it into a project and then commit that project to Xcode Cloud, and then it will work. And a final note here is, yeah, adding a dependency requires you to give Xcode Cloud access to the repo. So first time it will fail. Then it says, hey, you don't have to have this repo authorized. Would you like to authorize it? It gives a nice yeah, what do you call it? Notice, and then you can just say, okay, I want to approve, and it will fix everything for you. Not sure, actually. Maybe. Okay, and finally we use Sentry. Yeah, exactly. Finally, we use Sentry for crash reporting. So we have a post-build script that installs the Sentry CLI and uploads it to Sentry if the build is actually completed, and of course also if it's going to test flight. So not for our PR builds, we skip that. Then we check for it which workflow it is. And if it's a release workflow, then we say, okay, let's also upload these sims to Sentry. So to recap, finally, utilize build scripts. Build scripts are really awesome. They're really the powerhouse to Xcode Cloud. They unlock all the features yeah, that other platforms also have. Installing on, yeah, we've seen installing Swiftlint on Xcode Cloud allows warnings to be part of the test report. So it can be yeah, part of the report in your PR, etc. We've seen how to use the what to test file to automatically notify your testers about what to test. And then, yeah, it's possible to actually install Java on Xcode Cloud. And yeah, you have to keep in mind there that the environment is sandboxed. There are actually a lot of caveats with sandbox testing, so be aware of that. And Xcode Cloud actually supports the building of Xcode frameworks as well. So yeah, I think really cool. And this pretty much concludes my presentation. So thank you. Questions?
Is there anything you could do on Bitrise that you cannot do
No, no, no. We could do anything. So yeah, no. But our setup on Bitrise was also pretty straightforward. So yeah, we actually do more now, I think, than we did on Bitrise even. Yeah.
How do you debug scripts? Is it a matter of just firing off builds and failing over and over, or is there something?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yep. I haven't found a way to make that easier. No.
Is it just still like available for everyone, or do you need like the 90 euro developer fee?
Um,
Was that included in the price? Or?
no, it's a separate separate number. So you have to have the developer subscription, and then you have to subscribe separately to Xcode Cloud. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yep, and it will prompt you for it automatically. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably I know the answer, but still, how you told your managers that you would have to migrate one time to Bitrise and then come back to the new environment, because it still takes some
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
decisions.
Well, the first time we didn't have really a choice, right? Because Bodybuild actually ceased to exist, and we still wanted to use an environment. So yeah, we had to. And then later, yeah, we just used the cost argument, right? Going from 3,000 euros a year to 600 was a really big factor. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you build and release more than one target in one workflow? Like if you have multiple schemes, multiple targets in your project, can you in one job deploy them all?
Yeah, that's a good question. You can actually build more than one target, but I'm not sure if you also can release more than one target with a post script. No, I don't know if that's possible. No, I haven't tried it.
So you mentioned that you can only run it on Intel machines at the moment. That's quite a big deal. So there's no configuration where you can choose to run on an M1 or M2 at the moment.
No, they all run on Intel. If you yeah. So I'm not sure why that is. It's probably ease from Apple. They had to scale probably. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's not available yet.
That's how Apple Office heating works.
Yeah.
Or did they make it available on AWS or something privately?
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. No, I don't think so.
Can you choose the Xcode version?
Yep, definitely, and also the macOS version. So it's similar to Bitrise, I think.
How granular is the access to edit workflows and view builds between different levels of team lead and
That's a good question as well. I know you have a checkbox that says I can only edit if you are admin or something. So there's some granularity in it, but yeah, just either you're an admin or and then you have access, or everybody has access. Developers or that kind of role. Yeah. So, yeah, one more.
actually, I have 2 questions.
Of course.
Is it possible to manually trigger a workflow to start it and include an environment variable with that?
Well, I suppose you could, because you can also disable a workflow and then start it manually, and then you probably would have to add the environment variable first, but not I think on the maybe with an API and connection, maybe like that or something. But yeah, not sure.
It's one of the things we use from GitLab. You can run a GitLab runner with temporary environment variable.
Ah,
We use
yeah.
that to change environments between the apps.
Ah, yeah, interesting. Nice. Yep.
And the other one was, can you include the simulator builds within an artifact? Basically, what you build and what you run as a test on the simulator, include it with an artifact. So, for example, a designer can download it, drag it onto the simulator, and just check out the app.
Ooh, yeah, not sure. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. Yeah, I don't know. No. Yeah, you can archive and you can do stuff with that, but All right. Well, thanks, guys.